YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back on Total War Warhammer. Gonna be taking on the greenskins here. So it was an Alpine Ridge map, so I went really rushy with my army. I do have a couple of skirmishers because there's always the potential for big monsters from the greenskins. So I have 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun, 2 Empire Knights, an Empire Captain on horseback, 4 Great Swords, 2 crossbows, 3 Spearmen, and a Bright Wizard, who I thought was on horseback, but he's not, and I guess it doesn't really matter. I was pretty sure he was on horseback. I've been getting some weird stuff recently where I'll put my lord on horseback or something and they won't actually be there. My opponent's only got 1 boar biggin. He's got a Doom Diver catapult, which narrowly misses my guys. And noticing that I have the downhill advantage, I'm going to take the initiative. My opponent is going to be caught off guard. I'm going to charge my Empire Knights into these Savage Orcs over here. It ought to pretty well wreck them. So there come the Empire Knights. And then I'm going to go ahead and catch his Boar Boy Biggins with my Knights of the Blazing Sun. Their downhill charge along with my Empire Captain should wreck them, and then this other Empire Knight's going to do the same thing. So like I said, I'm trying to catch my opponent off guard while my infantry moves up, and you can see the cavalry charges are pretty brutal. I'm pulling out because he's moving in his giant and extra reinforcements. I'm pulling away, did some great damage to his Boar Biggins. Over here I micro this unit. I was busy microing my other units who I'm sending swinging into battle now. And I've got my Bright Wizard ready to support, though the Giant is right up here on top of all of them. My crossbows get a first few initial shots before I'm going to target them against, there we go, I'm using the Bright Wizard to do the Cascading Fire Cloak, and we're also going to do the Sword of Ruin, so that we can cause extra damage to all these Savage Orcs. So I'm buffing my men as best I can, swinging cavalry around the flanks, and I've got my Empire General up on top of the hill. My crossbows are now focused on the Giant, who is dropping extremely rapidly. The Spider is bogged down in combat with the Great Swords, and it's not doing real fantastic against it. It really needs to kind of move around here to the back to get the job done. And then again, I continue to micro these Empire Knights because they're being chased. Over here, I'm going to go ahead and use my Bright Wizard, hopefully to good effect here. I'm going to drop a Piercing Bolts of Burning right into this Orc blob, which will do a little bit of damage and hopefully impact their morale. And then I'm going to come swinging in with my Empire Captain right behind that damage to try and break the morale of all these Orcs over there. So I managed to get a pretty good charge, and the War Boss is now going to be pinned down. The Giant's off the battlefield, and my Knights of the Blazing Sun just savaged this Night Goblin Shaman, and I'm going to pull away from the Arachnarok Spider. Over here I'm going to bring in another charge with my Knights of the Blazing Sun. I'm going to start pulling some hit points off the Arachnarok. I've got Great Swords involved here, and my other Knights of the Blazing Sun is going to head into the background to get this Doom Diver catapult. Over here my Empire Knights are kind of slowly losing to the Boar Biggins, but it's okay. And my Empire Captain's doing well. I'm going to use his Potion of Toughness here to keep him in the fight longer, so he's going to end up doing well. Curse of the Bad Moon right here on my men right in the center. It only hits these 2 units, which, I mean, it is pretty significant, but it also hit the Orc units in the vicinity, so it's a little too close to his guys to be using that curse. Some regrouped units were no match for the Blazing Sun, and the Knights of the Blazing Sun are going to push on into the Doom Diver, so they're going to be gone. I've got another Knights of the Blazing Sun on this flank that's going to be swinging around to get after these Orc Error Boys, and then the Spider is starting to waver. The leadership on the Spider is one of its Achilles heel, one of its 8 Achilles heels. So more fire protection for my men. I don't know if that was the cloak or the flaming sword. There's the Cascading Fire Cloak to help my men just a little bit more. Their War Boss is being chased off. I'm out of Winds of Magic at this point, and my Knights of the Blazing Sun have caught the Error Boys here, and they're going to make short work of them. So in this case, I figured since the Empire has the significant cavalry advantage over the greenskins, in my opinion, the greenskins do have the Boar Biggins who get a bonus versus large, but I feel like the Empire holds an advantage there. Now there is some stuff that the greenskins can use to their advantage. The Foot of Gork is very good at evening out some cavalry. Like an Empire Knights, it is pretty costly. There's other things though too. The Lore of the Little Wa has a spell that decreases the charge of enemy units if you target it properly, and it can be pretty effective. But I think the big mistake here was that my opponent, when he picked the Doom Diver catapult and his army kind of was just more slowly deployed there, I got the hill, and as soon as I crested the hill and he saw my men, he kind of backed up hoping to go into a defensive position, And so I immediately attacked because he's going to expect probably for me to get to the top of the hill. He wants to sit back with the Doom Diver, and then being attacked like that, I was able to savage a couple of his savage orcs, and that's probably one of them, and I'm guessing one of these other guys with a low number of kills is one of them. So savage orcs, generally I like the pick of savage orcs versus the Empire if you feel like the Empire player is going to use a lot of spearmen and then bring a lot of cavalry. In this case, I tried to hedge my bets. So I didn't bring just spearmen for this very reason, and if I had brought just spearmen, I would have been in a certain degree of trouble here because the savage orcs are very good versus them. I brought some very solid infantry, and my opponent, on the other hand, opted for the savage orcs, hoping maybe that I had spearmen, and he had the giant and the arachnarok, but he almost needed to use the giant and the arachnarok just to help win the cav fights because he was savagely outnumbered in the cavalry fights. So the extra spin on the giant, the arachnarok, and the error boys and all that other stuff at the expense of his cavalry ended up being a big mistake there because he had no way to defend his otherwise helpless infantry at that point. So yeah, anyway, someone wanted me to test something too, and I'm just going to add this in quickly on the end of here because I have plenty of time. They wanted me to test the Bright Wizard against Helman Gorst, and I can do that since we have the extra time on the end of the video here. All we should need is the fireball. Let's just turn this stuff off. Got our arcane conduit. All I need is one ground unit. And then let's get Helman Gorst and his corpse cart. So yeah, supposedly this person tells me that a fireball pretty much wrecks Gorst right off the bat. I'm not sure I 100% believe this, but I haven't tried it, so maybe it works. The only reason I'm saying I'm not entirely sold on the matter is I just don't. I've never seen the fireball be super accurate versus an enemy lord. In this case, Gorst is in a large corpse cart, so yes, I see how it's going to be more accurate. But I've never really seen it do like a huge amount of damage. It's always been very mediocre damage in my opinion versus an enemy lord. So let's see. I'm going to scoot up on Gorst a little bit. I should have plenty for an overcast fireball here. Let's see what it does. Here comes the overcast fireball, and let's see if it's very effective versus Gorst and his corpse cart. And let's see if this viewer makes a laughing stock of me. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad. Caused about half damage. And remember that he's going to be replenishing extremely quickly, and it's going to take me a few more seconds to get that fireball up. I might be able to do one more overcast, looks like. So I don't think it's going to kill him, but it certainly will damage him very badly. And if you waited until he was closer to the battle where you could finish him off with something else, I could see this being useful. But it certainly doesn't look like the fireball itself. Well, there it goes, two of them. Yeah, so I don't know. It's not bad. Two of them put him down. It's a lot of winds of magic, but I mean, getting rid of a vampire lord like that is important. Now, Gorst could use invocation and hack on himself, and that second fireball may not finish him off, and if that was the case, you will have spent, I think, 24 winds of magic doing that. So is the fireball viable? I think so. It did pretty good damage. So it's definitely one potential. And then someone else wanted me to test the Hell Cannon. I don't see a huge point to testing this, just because I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. But I'll test it. Someone wanted me to do a manual fire Hell Cannon at Gorst here, so let's do that. I'll see if I can hit him. My aim shouldn't be too bad. I've done a little bit of practice with this, not a lot. And I'm not cutting out these extra scenes here just for the sake of me not having to render an extra video tonight, so you get lazy air. Let's see, where's my insert? I don't really like the insert key being the manual fire. It means you either have to pull your right hand off the mouse or you have to pull your left hand off the WASD. I need to rebind that key. It's not too hard to aim at, except I overshot him a little bit. He's a pretty big target. Let's try it again. I said he's not too hard to aim at while missing him. Scored a near direct hit on him, and it really didn't do much. I mean, there's pretty significant splash damage on this thing, so... Again, near direct hit. I don't know if it was dead on. I mean, it's not really doing any impressive amount of damage here. I'll try and score an actual direct. It doesn't get much more direct than that. I landed it right on him. That one did a little more damage, but it's still nothing spectacular. Is this possible for Chaos? Maybe, but I mean, Chaos in general is just a horrible pick versus the Vampires. They're everything the Vampires want, which is not that many men, and they can easily blob up on them and cause massive destructions. I mean, I'm sitting here manual aiming. I'm putting a lot of effort into manual aiming. Can I do it? Yes, I think so. But it's going to be a lot of effort, and as he gets closer, the manual aiming actually gets really tricky. So you'd almost have to... Yeah, so I don't know. It's not going to be real easy. So, I mean, the hail cannon on a manual aim, I don't really think that's a... Is it a possible way? Yes, but is it feasible? Is it likely to play out? I don't think so. You can see Gorst is healing up pretty quick. Accidentally hit the record button and cut off the end of my own video. So yeah, anyway, hope this gives you all a little bit of extra information. So I'm going to end up splicing this video together regardless. So I might as well cut out the loading screens. Maybe I will. Like I said, hope you all found this interesting. So that was the Hell Cannon, and that was also the Fireball that people wanted me to test against Gorst. So, I mean, there's obviously stuff that he's weak to. What else do y'all want to see me test in the near future? Let me know. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you want to subscribe, there's a logo down in the bottom right-hand corner. Appreciate it. It helps me out a lot if you're interested. It'll keep you up to date with my uploads. Appreciate MSI for sponsoring the build, and appreciate you, the viewer, for always coming back and enjoying these videos. I enjoy making them for you, and like I said, your feedback's appreciated. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.